start us off, hard point, Karachi. We'll see if all the hype around this FaZe team early in the preseason
every season.
Yeah, basically every season. Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah, I said to see Drazah alongside these three.
All right, here we go. Let's get into the first map. Starting off with Big Draws, the new addition to this FaZe team. He's been nuts. I think I was talking to Crowder, like we talked about BPL games, and he had played like 30 more than every other player. This guy lives and breathes COD. He has been putting the time in. We'll see here where he's going to be for this team, but early on, it's Boston Breach. They're finding time at the hard point, but it's Simp trying to make the plays of the double.
I mean, when you talk about someone who plays the most Call of Duty out of our CDL pros, Drazah is
he's normally, a nut job. He's a nut job.
Normally the top of that list is Simp's going to find two, Cellium with another. P2, we're going to be going to that top left side of your minimap as we head on over towards that cafe, right where Drazah spawns up. So some nice early time, and Simp 3-0 start. Does get taken down. His duo in aBeZy gets traded out by Slasher. So now on this rotation gunfight, so you have Drazah setting up. Alongside him, you're going to have Cellium just sort of watching this red window. And it looks like the one player for Boston Breach to go on a route is going to be Slasher. So maybe waiting on that number 7 to go for this flank. But it looks like Simp's watching it, able to find that kill.
And Simp has been insane in the scrims I've been watching. I think a player very happy to have Deddy back and maybe unlock his playmaking ability a little bit. But he's been nuts. And the other side of that duo, though, it is aBeZy. He plays a role that's very tough, especially early in titles. When you're the guy smashing your face into every opening, being the first to hit the point. You got to work on your timings, but there's somebody that has been the best at it year in and year out. It is aBeZy. The guy's insane.
Yeah, and what you just saw right there, that first push gets shut down. And Boston Breach, they spawn all the way out on that right side of your map. So some of the spawns in this game, you have sort of a classic spawn system where you spawn out far, and then every now and then there's some like just
what was that one?
In squad spawns. Like there's definitely some question marks just how many spawn points are available as we go over to P3. This one can get a little bit wacky because there's not many spawn points on this side of the map. If you have junkyard control where Snoopy is right now, you can spawn here, but if not, you're spawning bridge, you're spawning all the way across the map.
Junkyard would be very different thing, Joe.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this one, you can get them spawning out so deep, and Slasher doing a hell of a job of that so far, Joe. He's on 4 in a row. He's at 5 and 2. And look where you're spawning right now if you are Drazah. You are completely opposite side of the map, and you've got to hike it across with the lanes and avenues locked on down. Make it 5 in a row for Austin before he falls. Starting to chip away at this deficit. Is Snoopy there with a little gunfight win.
Hey, I mean, we're already 30 seconds through it, and we're thinking about the next hill. Over towards P4. Sim gonna take down Snoopy. We got Capsidal already inside P4, so now just trying to play his life. Just trying to be a thorn inside of FaZe. The problem is every single kill that he gets, they're just gonna be spawning up there. So, yep, aBeZy right back to his position. Simp just continues to wander around red, able to find that double. Nice plays from Simp on those rotation kills. Breach, though, with a full 60 at P3. But there you can see Snoopy spawns on up, and maybe a chance for a free pinch here to catch FaZe off guard.
It doesn't look like they're going to be aware of his position at all. Maybe going to be a freebie, but it's not. It's aBeZy. It's able to win the gunfight. That hears him at the last second, just able to react in time. And now back in the lead will be FaZe after that incredible rally from Boston Breach. But you can see basically every dot now around the point. Drazah trying to rally in. Your next big waves of fights coming in here, Joe.
Yeah, aBeZy up top, able to take down one.
Got a lot of damage in.
Simp and aBeZy able to take down 3. They're going to find that time. And we talked about Simp. He's on 6 in a row. Cruise missile.
He's been nuts.
Yeah, he has.
Like, he's been nuts.
I mean, this rival, the MCW, just his kinds of weapons. As, yeah, he is looking comfortable. That's going to be all 4 dead for Boston Breach. A 20-point lead for Atlanta Faze as we rotate on over towards P5.
Drazah. 3 in a row for him currently. Make that 4. He tallies on another one. Next hard point going to pop. Waiting deep, I believe, for ages was aBeZy. Just waiting to kind of get that pinch with the squad. He's going to fall, though. You get a pretty close spawn, though, if you're a FaZe, and a chance to jump onto this.
And what you heard there, right? I mean, we kind of talked about this. He's not rocking covert sneakers. You know, some of the things that the players are talking about in respawn, especially on LAN, with the crowd noise, with the white noise that you have pumping in your headphones, can you run sort of lightweight or something else besides covert sneakers to give you that advantage? Looks like Drazah didn't have it that life, able to take down 2. So Just a couple of options that these players could go with.
Yeah, I think it'll be a different on land for sure for that, but Search or Destroy, especially as the playmaking ability is going to be nuts, but make it 17 now for Simp as he continues to snap. Still an arrow lead though, about 20 points. Capsidal though. Just waiting for the opening. Takes one. Second too much. There's 3 there through 4 Faze. As our next hard point pops, we'll see the fight for. From bottom right, it'll be Boston Breach trying to get the attack. Top side, Atlanta Faze control. A flurry of kills each side, but Snoopy with 2.
Yeah, I mean, through first rotation, very controlled by Atlanta Faze, but only, what, 20, 30-point lead. And that's just due to that P3. That is going to be your money hill, where you get that full 60 seconds for Boston Breach.
That's exactly what it was. I mean, it didn't sniff it, right? If you were Faze, you were spawning out so deep, and that'll be the difference maker. Can they do a better job this time through if you're Faze?
Yeah, slaying-wise, I mean, Drazah's almost double positive. You have Simp, who is almost, what, 20 and 10. Speaking of Faze, let's listen to their comms in this first match.
I'm gonna come up here, hold on.
Yeah, you can let that. I'm sitting in the corner. Nice. Shoulder heading for me.
Heard you, I will. I'm stunned, Zach. He's in there. Leave that guy.
I'm getting back left.
Bus cross, I think.
Left, bus.
Yo,
watch out, after front hill, bus stop.
Bus stop still.
Nice. One more.
That's it, bottom
nice.
mid.
AC, yeah.
One shot for Charlie.
Hey, let's get time, MC.
Missing Snoopy.
Yep, he is first shot. I threw this on.
Hard kills.
Two there. One shot. Across. I'm one shot. Top red.
Good time.
Top red. Absolute top red.
No, take it right down. Take it right round. Yeah, one shot. Good shot now.
It's really good time. I'm gonna go church side.
Yeah, AC, Austin weak.
AC?
AC, Austin, yep. They kill it on AC. AC. Nice. I'm coming AC. We can hit this one more time.
Hey, I'm in red with you.
I'm gonna show with you. Down to hit this shit.
He's top red. He's looking for you, Abe. He's top red. He went like their side.
That's him.
That's good time. He's left side window time.
Stupid.
Nice, good. You're capped. Hey, listen. Hey, you guys can play left. I'm
with you. It hold him soon.
Top 3, dead.
Nice. This guy's spawning new.
Yeah. I'm top 3.
They needed me.
Top 3.
I'll see him top right.
Snoop top 3.
I'll be back, card.
Snoop top 3.
I don't see anything.
Top 3.
Back off Henny. Corners, back left.
Top 3.
Corner.
Top AC.
Alright, shit. I'm with you.
Well, here we go. It's another P3, and we'll see what Boston Breach is able to do. Can they rally back into it just like we saw them do in our first set of rotations? So far, so good. The kills are through, and that big lead you built out if you're Faze again might disappear.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of heard at the start of that listen, and what do we want to do here? Do we want to take a right route, maybe rotate, even with 45 seconds left on P2? But aBeZy, he goes over towards red, and you just heard the comms. This is good time. Let's go for it. They played for the 20-25 seconds. Are they going to find a break here? That's going to be the question. Behind Simp's double, not going to happen. Priestahh, he's going to stay alive. There's one more player lurking here. And through these P3s, I mean, you have a tied game, a potential lead for Boston Breach coming in right now.
Lead change through. Boston Breach out in front, another solid hold, but the big thing, I don't know if you're going to see another one, right? Like, you're going to have to get this win somewhere else, and that is where they've gotten 120, basically, of their 180 seconds. Like, they have been so strong there. But to our next point we go, and a nice clearance for Boston Breach, looking to chain a couple together. This could be big time.
Huge rotation kills there by Boston. You had to set up if you were Faze, but 3 get a spawn out. Well, now all 4. Priestahh with the, yeah, you know, that's going to happen. The teammate comes in, but Cellium actually misses that top jump, so maybe that slows things down, but that's going to be 2 dead. 2 out of the position, and Simp with the rival 9. Able to take down Slasher's Capsidal, the last player here for Boston. The reinforcements coming on through.
Yeah, let's get to a position where I don't have to shoot through the railings because we know how fun that can be. But unfortunately, he gets dropped. Next up to bat, Slasher. Just, he's in the corner. Oh, he's able to snap. Actually gets the kill, but just enough time there for another Faze player to come on through. 10 points separating these teams. 10 points remaining on the hard point.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think you did a good enough job there if you are Boston Breach. You've won rotation now over towards P5, and you made it messy there.
Yeah.
So we have a tie game, now a 1-point lead for Atlanta Faze. But Boston Breach very much in this, as here comes the break attempt. We know this Faze team and past hard points, they love to go for these hard point breaks. Rotate a little bit late. Seems like they're gonna try to do it again here. Cellium with 2, but now it's a 2 versus 2 around this hill. Slasher with the SMG in hand, but it's all down to him. Maybe buying enough time for his teammates to get there, or at least for Atlanta Faze not to get on that hill. So a great job by Slasher playing his life.
Yeah, no, it kept it messy. You're absolutely right. No one getting any kind of time, and now the teammates get there. They pick up the kills. You're spawning all over if you're Atlanta Faze, and 3 people around the point now for Boston Breach is once again, they start to build up this lead. 15-point advantage. It's a time when the point starting to dwindle. Faze will break through, but it's late in the point. It's going to lead to, what, 13 seconds or so in scrap time. But you've got 1 and 4, and Drazah and Cellium on the other side of the map. They're going to have a pinch developing here.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. Through all of this, you had a couple of players double positive. I mean, Simp's still 29 and 19, but the slaying has really started to even out on the Boston Breach side. They have picked it up. They started to win those rotations, and, well, it has been paying off on the scoreboard. Slasher now towards this top 3 side. Able to take down Cellium on the bridge, and that's going to open up the middle alley for Capsidal to take down that player on the hill.
Snoopy, Priestahh connecting on 2.
They can win here.
30 more seconds needed inside of the point. Can they lock it down here? Streak coming in. You see at number 3, Simp now moving. I was wondering, and that's going to be the streak. It will connect with 1. Simp and aBeZy clearing out the point for now. Is aBeZy able to get in? But there's still one more player there. It's Snoopy with 3 big ones in a massive moment. With just 15 left on this hard point.
And now it's a foot race. Look, you already have Priestahh in position back Cafe. All of Faze through this dumpster alley, trying to get inside Cafe. Drazah with that close spawn, gonna give them a 4 versus 4, and well, he's gonna take down Slasher. So Faze, they use this streak, they get them off the hill, and now they win this rotation. So we set up towards Cafe. Faze can win it here. aBeZy gonna spawn out behind 1, able to take down Capsidal, but tough. Breach, they have to go.
Get that free pinch kind of as he spawns out, but yeah, this is it. Do or die time. The time for the break. 2:30, 2:38. Boston looking to collapse. Who will win these crucial gunfights? It's Snoopy with another big pick. It's aBeZy though with an answer. So far, back and forth we go. What a lovely double there. Maybe a triple for aBeZy. Too easy for aBeZy as he cuts them down and maybe wins the map here in the final moments.
Yeah, good luck getting over this dumpster. I mean, it is just so difficult. Faze, they clutch on up. The first map of the CDL this year. It was a tight one.
It was.
Breach did a heck of a job fighting right back into it, but Simp's streak to get them off of that P1 allows them to win that rotation over that second hill.
Yeah, I mean, I think throughout the rest of it, it's sort of, you know, you heard the conversation, you talked a little bit about the listening with Faze, like, do we take this time or do we try to set up early for 3? And I think they're thinking, you know what a good break team they've been, right? They break one of those, this game might break wide open.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It just didn't happen.
It didn't. You're right. It didn't. But I think that's what they're thinking. We break 1, we're good. But
and that's always a conversation. That's why sometimes with them, you look at the scoreboards and, you know, they have all the... They're out slaying. But why is it a 12-point game? It's just sort of that risk versus reward.
That reminded me, you know, I've watched a decent amount of the Faze scrims, and, like, there's been aBeZy. You know, when you're first learning the new game and that role early, he's been so flustered. He has been, like, the comedic value for me so far at the beginning of this year. He's a hilarious person when he's going through it. He'll be in the absolute blender, but then at the end of the game, he'll pop some crazy triple that'll win them the game. I've seen that before already this year, just making a nutty play individually at the end of it.
Yeah, we're gonna take a look at some highlights from that map number 1, but yeah, Simp leading the way, finishes with 33. This was the biggest lead for Atlanta Faze over towards this area, but on this second rotation, I think Breach, the slaying got going a little bit more. They made some of these hills a bit more messy for Faze, and then, I mean, the key is they win this P3 rotation. I think it was Priestahh who was able to hold on to that hill time, put the pressure on Atlanta Faze. Snoopy started popping off. We saw him with a couple of 3 pieces. And then winning this rotation here at P4.
I thought his late triple was going to do it for him. Maybe.
Yeah, there was a chance.
So I think we, in some ways, know what to expect from Faze this year, and just because, you know, they've been performing at a certain level for year after year, but more on the Boston Breach side. Just thoughts through the first map.
I mean, listen, I think you competed with one of the, well, we saw that coaches poll, right? An S-tier team. We know what this Faze team is. Yeah, I would be happy with map number 1. Maybe if you got going a little bit better, slaying-wise, on that first rotation, this looks a little bit different.
Because I think, you know, as good as Faze, their core has been in search and destroy. I think we're expecting some teams to look for wins to be getting upsets in search and destroy. I thought maybe they were going to handle the respawns a bit more, but that was down to the absolute wire. But a banger to start us off. You see the fist bumps out in celebration for the Faze side. Little bit of frustration here, but you know, just kind of hand in the hair, like we let one slip away.
All the roster changes, sort of these yacht squads, and at the end of the day, you have a very competitive game. That is what the CDL has been these last few years, no matter what. It just comes down to the wire. A couple of key moments that Atlanta Faze were able to win. Again, I think just that streak getting them off P1 was massive. And even to coordinate to make sure there's no trophies, we know, even in this title.
I was happy to see a streak kill someone,
Yeah, even in this title, the crews gets, I don't know, Pac-Man'd by a trophy system. So that happens, and, you know, they dealt with the nades, got the trophies off, allows it to connect.
Trophies are all we need to defend our entire world, Joe. They're so strong. Like if we're ever worried about attack from like an alien race or a meteor shower, like just literally just toss trophies around, bro. They gobble it all up. What do we have to worry about?
We're good to go.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
They're so strong. It's unbelievable. But now we get ready for...
That's why you only have 2 of them, okay? That's why we only have 2 of them, okay?
We get ready for Search and Destroy. Now talk to me a little bit about Karachi. And let's just talk a little bit about how Search is going to change this year. Because if you're a viewer that's maybe just watched last year, or a couple years where Deady was like sort of Deady, but not Deady, like... You're going to have dead silence and movement. It opens up some options, right?
No, it does. Obviously, you know, it opens up those flank routes, allows you to make a lot of crazy clutch plays. But for Search in this game, you know, players are allowing 1 smoke per team, and your push is really based off of that. You can either use it as a fake, right, as we've seen in the past, but from the Search that I have watched and played, that smoke can be everything on some of these maps, especially offensively. Now, Karachi, I think it's a little bit different. You can use both bomb sites, but it's all about that bridge bomb site to me. If that bomb gets planted, well, that's before we G8 snaking. But even with that, there are some incredible, powerful positions on that side of the map.
Yeah, there's been some good moves with the change in some of the GAs and rule sets as we've moved along.
And shout out to Sledge trying to figure it out.
No,
right?
that's amazing. I mean, once I think Crowder told me that they were looking into it very early. I was like, awesome, because we don't usually hear that.
Yeah.
It's like midway through the year, we're like, nice, man, we're working on it. So that was awesome, and they're trying to find a way to make it a bit better for our players. And I think it's much more entertaining to watch when not everyone's just breakdancing on every single heady in the game, Joe.
Yeah, no, we're
I don't know what that was, but
I mean, that's just your favorite move. That's your go-to. But we're going to talk about Atlanta Faze and the stats that we know that they have from last year. 34-18. They won Major 2. They get the roster move in Drazah, and they finished 3rd. At champs, and there was just sort of a question mark. Are we going to have a roster move? We even talked with Crowder. If last year was a more traditional COD with Slasher, does it work out better, right? That was one of the things when you have like the covert sneakers / Deady.
Like that team on Cold War were probably disgusting.
Probably.
Yeah.
But I just think with the free agents that were out there, it was one of those, we got to go for it. Yeah,
I just think it's one of those things where when you have, what's a move that I'll think of? I don't know. Maybe like that back in the day when it's Rise with Zinni and they end up putting Slasher on the team was still a very good team.
That's crazy. You're bringing this up. Zinni's watching this.
Even if your team is so good and you have a player like Slasher, when you have like that core, you're trying to build that like dynasty team where you're just going to smoke people. You'll even if like it's not maybe a necessary change, it's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you could use a better example there, not use Zinni. You could talk about New York this year, right? I mean,
why did they go to Zinni?
I don't know. Messed up, man. I don't know what's wrong with our first day back. Like, come on.
My bad, Zinni. I love you, buddy. You know I do.
Yeah, we'll buy you some chicken parm. But anyways, yeah, I mean,
he'll need a couple of them though.
Yeah, though he will.
Yeah.
This guy loves it. But yeah, I mean, even New York with Priestahh, the whole Sib situation. I would have done it, but they went for it. So, yeah, I mean, that's just it's a tough decision.
All right, well, we're getting ready to go. Game number 2 about to be underway. To Search and Destroy we go. Excited to see it because I haven't – a lot of the scrims aren't being streamed. Haven't watched a lot of it from the professional team. So here we go. See how people are going to surprise us. But as you're saying, a lot of pressure around the utility and the smoke play, which I always like. It's like the CS guy, me, grinder back in the day. I like, nice little smoke, make plays through it.
You're a big smoke guy. I mean, when you talk about just your Warzone plays.
I really am. I'm the utility for our team.
You're the utility guy, no doubt about it. Going for those reses, the clutch plays.
You thought I was going to run that perk where you like get knocked and the smoke automatically comes out? I didn't, but...
Maybe you should.
Yeah. For Karachi Search, a chance for Boston to bounce back and tie this up at 1-1. Faze looking to take further control in this series. Slasher looking for a little bit of revenge, even though I don't think you've used it that way. I'm going to sell it that way. Map 2, here we go.
see early pressure over towards his B site. aBeZy throws that stun. See Capsidal is there. He's not gonna check under him. And this is one of those plays last year probably wouldn't be possible, what we were just talking about. But now everything kind of slows down with aBeZy in this spot, maybe just trying to see, is anyone gonna peek over here towards top green?
Coming to my bedroom. He's ready.
He's redecorating in there.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff. Gunfight, some shots going down towards the attempted bomb plant from Faze. Slasher though, the pick with the nade. That's gonna take Drazah out of it.
The question is, do they know Capsidal's in this spot still, mid alley? I mean, aBeZy hit the stun. You saw him try to nade it. It's just a question of where is Capsidal? They still haven't checked this. There is that smoke going down. Oh, did we forget to equip Deddy on this search and destroy class? We may have.
He is kind of chunking around a little bit. You just hear it, boom, 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 boom. The big old footsteps as he tries to get through, but now the plant is gonna go down. Can he get through in time? Looks for it. Able to take it. Nice trigger discipline there for a sec, just to get recentered, make sure he took the fight. Cellium though, his chance in 1 versus 3. Takes down one, 30 seconds on the clock, and the stun is going to hit.
This is the problem though, when that B bomb is down, there are so many different angles. You can check it for top coop, you check it for top 3, middle alley, that this Boston team has to work with. Nobody on the bomb quite yet. He's gonna find one, now has to finesse his life. Oh! Able to snap on a slasher, there's enough time though. Capsidal finds the kill.
Oh my.
Second kill in the round, Defuse is coming through for Slasher.
Yeah, I thought Slasher got put 6 feet under there. The snap,
one more bullet.
The snap looked insane, like onto his forehead. But yeah, you know, felt the pressure to check bomb. Once he has to check, then it gets a little bit chaotic.
But a nice slow round there. I mean, you just kind of saw what FaZe was doing, trying to make them think maybe somebody peek. You had aBeZy in that position, but the whole round to me it felt like they were trying to find Capsidal, and they never could. He just got through, able to take down Simp after he plants.
Yeah, it sounds like an elephant stomped around. He first took a step, you're like, whoa.
I mean, maybe he's risking it. I wouldn't do that, but maybe he knows some things I know.
He was just like that little trot. aBeZy though, with the early pick with the rival. Drazah right behind him. Big control here from Atlanta Faze in the 4 versus 2. Bomb starting to wrap out to the other side for Breach, but you've still got Simp lurking on that side of it. Slasher. Clean shots there to bring them a little bit tighter in this, but might come down to the one-on-one on the other side of the map.
I think it will, right? Because if Priestahh wins this, he can try to go for that plant, and then maybe you set up Slasher for the clutch. He's just kind of sneaking around. And this may work out, or will it? Of course, it's Simp on the other side, and it feels like his game sense sometimes is a little bit too much.
Well, I just couldn't tell if he spotted him or not. The time I think he did. Yeah, he had to have. But the gunfight is there from Priestahh. Maybe you got the game sense if you're Simp, but Big P, Priestahh, able to do it as well. Now, 2v2, 25 to go. He's trying to work it back towards his teammate and Slasher, just kind of cutting right up the gut between both FaZe players. Here we go.
Drazah's gotten through, though. Drazah's gotten through under Slasher, finds both of them. Puts Atlanta Faze on the board. And yeah, Slasher just waiting on that bridge, just trying to get them to think, maybe to, over-rotate, forget about him, put all the pressure on FaZe to hunt down Priestahh in that bomb. Nice job by Priestahh. You give them a chance, but Drazah with the positioning.
Tied up 1-1. Drazah's tossing one into the trophy early. Likely the tactical as well, so that trophy almost cleared out of it. aBeZy, the first blood lord, another one for him. That's back-to-back rounds to the first blood.
Yeah, I mean, just the same stun. Capsidal playing for that position. Last time through, didn't get challenged. This time, once that stun connects, they just go for it. Able to take him down. You can already see bomb being planted. As soon as Capsidal gets taken down, you have numbers on this side of the map.
Well, you said the first round, like, they couldn't find him. Like, that was the big problem. This time, you're able to deal with it.
90, if you do not have numbers, and this bomb is planted at B, good look on the retake. Almost finds number 4 in the ace.
Almost, just not quite enough to get all 4. Priestahh is trying to get his health back and maybe make a challenge, but there's so little time for him to work with. Shots coming in from every angle, and it's another round there for FaZe. But Yeah, a little bit different than that first round. They get the info quick, they get the first blood, they get the bomb now within seconds.
Yeah, and I didn't hate what they did in round number 1, right? They got aBeZy up top. They played it very slow, just forcing Boston maybe to try to peek something. It's just they didn't have to because Capsidal's positioned. So yeah, that time they pick up the pace. They challenge that middle alley player.
Let's see what Breach opt to do in their second offensive push. Looks like they're going to be met with aggression. So I thought for a second you were sending it if you were Faze, but everything stops here for a moment. Slasher, though, as he looks for the angle, is Drazah that's already got it. 4v3 for Faze. That's 3 straight first bloods and 5 in a row for Drazah.
Yeah, those early nades that go down, and as soon as you see that trophy icon, that means that they can cross the bridge before you. They beat you there, so you're hoping a stun or a nade connects to give you the info that they can work over towards this position that Drazah's in. But it doesn't happen because the trophy's down, so you have to clear it. He does not. And now that gives them the man advantage.
Yeah, there's just disgusting headies everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and yeah, imagine if they were snaking it. I mean, good luck.
Yeah, it's like unkillable in some of these spots, but now in the 2v4, you try to make something work. Capsidal does get a kill. aBeZy, I think, almost able to pick him up, but not quite.
Yeah, Boston, they'll still have to work the bomb plant. Not gonna happen. Simp's gonna take down Capsidal. Now all down to Snoopy. He knows aBeZy's in this area somewhere. But it's taken down. But yeah, that's just Drazah crossing over the bridge, finding the first blood. So, what, 3 rounds in a row now for Atlanta Faze, led by those first bloods. That's what they've been owning.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep this first blood streak going. Drazah's 5 in a row comes to an end, but now aBeZy's starting to take over. I mean, it's the Drazah and aBeZy show. They're 12-5. Simp and Cellium 2-4. It's just been the kills flowing for the top half of that scoreboard on the Faze side. Well, let's see if they can find another first blood. That's really what matters here in the opening moments.
So you saw what they were going for a quick mid-alley push for aBeZy. You have one player watching over him when that player crosses over towards top plat and Priestahh. But the stun connects, he's gonna back on down. Not gonna hit him, he's just gonna play his life. But you can see Boston, they want to deal with aBeZy right now. They know he's stuck and they find that kill. Capsidal also able to find Drazah, and he is just trying to play his life. Be a thorn in the side of Atlanta Faze.
Hey guys.
Just hanging out.
They're all grouping up now for the 3-man hit.
Got our cool CDL, uniforms on.
Yeah. Simp. Shot's a little windy there, trying to maybe get one, but maybe thinking about the next gunfight in that situation, and does not matter. Breach get it done, and yeah, they're able to isolate aBeZy early in that round, and that's one of those spots, like, snaking early in the game, like aBeZy can probably just be really annoying from that position.
Oh, that P1 area?
Yeah, but without being able to do that, though, it's a little trickier.
Yeah, it is. We saw on the hard point, like, that was like almost an unkillable spot. Get a trophy down, good luck. But yeah, he's just got a prone there and hang out. Wait for his teammates to help him. The early nades going over towards that B zone. B site. Drazah gonna go for that cross, but then you can see the stun connects that time. And guess who is there? Capsidal with that first blood.
Things are blowing up. Capsidal still up though. 6-3, but will get dropped. The headshots through for aBeZy, picks him off the bomb plant. And they'll have to recoup that to get things going yet again, but complete control. Now over to Faze, still take numbers behind Simp's kill. So now Snoopy and Slasher will see what they can do, take their time, getting info here for a moment. This Faze just kind of backed it up and regrouped.
Yeah, I think right now Faze is just thinking, let's let them plan B. If we have to retake, we will. Let's not get caught out. We have the numbers advantage. Just clearing out everything. Simp was able to spot one. That is the dead player, but Cell's just making sure bomb not being planted.
Now he's just extra dead.
Yep.
Oh, as he mantle up, he gets smoked, but his nade's able to hit, so you get a kill through at the same time. Slasher now, 1 versus 2. The man's had some clutches in his career. Does he have another one in the bag now? But he doesn't have bomb. Doesn't have much time. Good luck.
Yeah, might be able to find this first kill. Just kidding. Cell checks it. Slasher on non-HP, gonna get out with his life, but he has no time to plant this bomb. Cellium says hello again, old friend, and he's gonna take him down.
Yeah, that gunfight looked like it was aim assist going all over the place as he was like fading away off the back block.
I mean, I think for both players there, Cell, I mean, he was just sort of bunny hopping up top. Half his bullets go into that brick wall.
Both players shot an entire clip. Basically, nobody drops it. They're professionals, I swear.
Well, you know, it's one of those, you know, Cell's just thinking, don't die, right? You know, just...
I was going to say, just good job backing down for that, making sure he didn't, Because it looked like he had a freebie at first, then it got a little interesting and just dipped out. All you got to do is waste time in that spot.
What is spot from Capsidal? Just kind of prone behind what is that? That burnt car over there, but it's not going to be a B hit. He's going to reposition. Pressure now over towards A. That's going to be Snoopy and Priestahh. Really, Snoopy, first line of defense, just watching that cross towards that middle alley. Hello. Yeah, you heard that. Like a horror movie.
Yeah, right? Those creaky doors. Okay, even like the footsteps there on the wood. I felt like we were actually in like a... some kind of horror
Somebody
movie.
needs to check the foundation of this place.
It is not safe. 3v2 though. Numbers for Boston Breach. Cellium. Simp. Pressure on them to make the play. You still have bomb in the hands of Simp. Under 30 to go. Got to start to make some decisions here. Simon's going to take the fight. The wall bang is through. So shocking that he's able to do that one.
Well, he didn't think he had that kill. He did not think he had that, but the last bullet was able to connect, and Simp, he has crossed. Well, he's trying to all the way towards B. Does he think he has time? Doesn't look like it, and well, he's going to go for the challenge. But Boston...
It would have been close. What was like 10 left on the clock? Something like that?
Yeah, it was like, maybe he would have had it, but probably would have been spotted.
Or he was thinking maybe he catches them trying to scramble across type thing. Yeah. Sometimes you see his ADS in that situation. Catch them both trying to move, but not going to be the case. Nice shot from Breach. Get a couple of round W's. Capsidal making plays. 9 and 4. 3 in a row.
Ooh, does he spot him? I'm not sure he does. Now he will. Now he will go for the challenge to rival 9. Takes him down. Oh, it's aBeZy's turn, but Cap is going off. 11 and 4, 5 in a row for Big Cap.
Yeah, he had a little bit of help there. His one teammate gets dropped, but that first gunfight, I mean, that was just a thing of beauty. Smoke off the one side and hit it, kid. Takes the fight now. The plant will go through as well. Another 3v2 round. Favorite of Boston Breach. Chance to tie this up at 4-4. Slasher gives him even more numbers. All on Simp yet again. As Breach's takeover in this map 2 continues. A back and forth affair just like we saw in that map 1. Yeah, good luck. He's trying to wiggle a little bit.
Yeah.
Hit the cross.
There's just not a lot you can do, especially with the rival there, but I think you saw what Kenny and Dashy have been calling the Rival 9 the ray gun with their coach JP, just because at times, man, feels like you're just gonna evaporate it.
Some of the clips I've seen, it's like it looks better than like any AR long range. Like you'll see like it shoot like 5 bullets across map and someone just gets zapped. I'm like, what just happened?
It's a ray gun.
Yeah, it's a good way to put it.
So cruise now for Capsidal. Maybe they want to use it here, kind of give up the B cross. Maybe use your nades. He's just going to use it right away. They find aBeZy. He was the one player, maybe could have made this a messy round. There is all the info, not going to connect, but with that first blood, you take it all day long.
Capsidal in his bag. 6 in a row. Trying to work up for position here now. To maybe find another pick.
I think the key here could be if Cellium's able to just find one or two.
Hello! Here,
just
gets the info, hears it, peeks, and Simp will get dropped. Capsidal 7 in a row.
And with bomb not planted, I mean, Cellium's position pretty much useless, right? Just don't over-peek him. You know there's probably a player top 3. Don't let him catch you off guard. Capsidal's just been hanging out. Snoopy on the pinch, doesn't see anyone on the bomb.
Just sell, just
nice
no
catch.
time, and yeah, nice little nade through the window. Cellium's legs gone.
So what, it was 4, that's 4 rounds in a row for Boston
straight.
Breach. Again, the first bloods, I think, were the biggest difference.
Yeah, it was 3 in a row, I think, for Faze, and then, well, 3 first bloods in a row, and then it's just been shifted completely.
So nice adjustments out of Boston Breach. But Capsidal leading the way, 13 for the young man.
I think all teams still is learning search to some degree, trying different hits, trying different setups, and you know, it's always a little meta game within each search and destroy. aBeZy, well, finally slows down Capsidal. A little bit of a slide and a snapback, hits the shots on the fadeaway, but the info is gained, the rotation is in, and the kill is through for Boston Breach. So even though you get the first blood, you get 2 right back if you're Breach, and you've got numbers. There's been so many of these 3v2 scenarios, and this is where Breach have done a good job, for the most part, of not ever allowing this to somehow flip the script and it's in a 2v1. Allow them to get 2 freebies. They've kept control when they've had numbers.
No, and I think what you're seeing from Capsidal, right, you saw him pop the Deddy. You know, he's running those lightweight boots so he can be a little bit quicker on breakoffs and maybe, you know, get those quicker timings that we have seen in the past. So that's what you're seeing, just sort of that meta game.
So you get to the spot, you don't really have to move past that to at least get that first one sometimes.
Exactly. Right? So bomb down now. Have to try and get it back. And Drazah's gonna make this a 2v2.
I was worried that what I just said they haven't let happen is about to. Almost does, but we're into a 1 versus 1 now. Simp, Snoopy. Simp's able to get it done and get the big kill. And he has not had a great map. He's been, I feel he lasts alive a bunch of times with like not really a chance to clutch. This time in a 1 versus 1, he's able to get the win, put them to a big round 11.
Well, especially defensively, if you're the one player over, you know, over towards A, over towards Cafe, like, and you're left out to dry with a rival 9, good luck getting to top 3. You're just sort of stuck out there.
A lot of times when we hopped to his POV, it was like the situation was like, yeah, you're screwed, okay? He's been last alive a lot. That time, though, gets it done. Now, big round 11. Boston to try and tie up this series.
Oh, the stun hit. Does he see him?
His foot there.
Yeah, he does. That's a what, size 12, size 13?
And Simp gets the shots in as well.
Bomb already being planted behind the
surprise!
aBeZy with number 12.
And aBeZy slowed down big time, kind of in the mid game, but taken over here in the final round. Each team just been throwing the haymakers, and who's going to answer back? Simp and aBeZy, all the kills in this round 11. Snoopy, the last one up. Nice shots from the rival at range, but now a 1v4. People on every side. Flicks it back, but another player there. Faze get the round 11 win. It was a heroic rally. 4 straight from Boston Breach to get us to that point, but a Simp 1v1 clutch, and aBeZy taking over early in round 11 as a Faze win.
Yeah, I look at that round 10. You have the 3v2. If you are Boston Breach, you have the numbers. You just can't put it away.
I kind of cursed them there, didn't I? Because I said they'd done a good job not letting that happen in the 3v2s, and then they did. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, you gotta remember you're a caster now. You can curse things.
Yeah.
That's how this works. But here's a look at this.
They really had done a good job till that point, man.
You're not wrong, but here you can see what aBeZy 12, Cellium 2,200 damage, but only 6 kills. On the other side, it was all about Big Cap. Slasher with the damage in the map as well. So yeah, a great back and forth, but you kind of saw just a different pace, the different looks.
I think it's hard to see sometimes, like when we're watching one of the subs POVs and they're like hitting something, and like I know you just the time to kill is fast in Call of Duty, but a lot of times like those ARs are getting shots in, like on the crossbow, not like really seeing it, but you just see the damage numbers there. Like they were backing people up or maybe doing damage to give them that one-on-one. Maybe not getting all the kills, but yeah, there was definitely important damage through for the ARs.
Yeah. And but I think you saw right at the end of that round 11, just the first blood. Capsidal, I think, got stunned. They had a trophy down, but if it blows up midair.
The big shoes, dude.
Yeah, and the size, I don't know, 12, 13s?
We're 13s. They look like 13s, Joe. That's going to do it for the Search and Destroy Faze up 2-0. We are headed to a quick break. When we get back, Control continues on, but hope we're having fun with day 1 of the CDL for 2024. It has been a blast thus far. Joe and I excited to be back. The action is going to continue. We've got matches all night long.
upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League. Don't miss out on all the action at the first Call of Duty League Major, hosted by the Boston Breach, this January 25th to the 28th at the MGM Music Hall at Fenway in Boston. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to callofdutyleague.com for more info.
Hello and welcome back. We know you missed us terribly over that 5-minute break, but we have returned and we are excited for a map 3. So far, we've had 2 bangers and 2 maps that arguably Boston kind of threw away. Like, they had a big chance to win. You had numbers to maybe win the Search and Destroy in round 10. You look at the hard point, good chance to win that one as well. Now we go into map 3. I think you're thinking of your Boston. Awesome, we played them tough. It is Atlanta Faze, but a little flustered probably, right?
I mean, yeah, it's so early in the season.
Yeah,
I hope they're not flustered, but yeah, I mean, some early mistakes that they had that round 10, that 3v2. I mean, Simp going massive, you know, in that round to win it out for them. But yeah, Atlanta Faze, you know, map number 1, just able to take it with their slang. Simp going big. A few of those maps, but aBeZy and Capsidal and a bit of a S&D duel. Now over to Control. An Invasion is, you know, I think one of your more standard Control maps where you're going to be a little bit more defensive favored. This B site for the offensive team is going to be the easier one to take, but over towards A is where it gets dicey. The reason being, you see where number 7 spawns? If you get, you know, spawned all the way towards that top left side of your minimap, it just takes a while to get over there.
Yeah, I mean, whereas if you're moving towards B, it's about a 15-foot hike. You're there pretty quickly. It's like I moved to Columbus. I'm now about that far from Joe's house, so I can bother you. I'm right down the street, buddy.
That is exactly right.
About to be the second tick through. Working on a flank, I believe, is going to be Simp. We'll try to see if he can open things up, turn some heads for a moment, and he has done just that. Just keep shooting techs, and he does just that. Takes down Slasher. They get back onto the point. I think Snoopy's still there looming and waiting. Simp has done his best to distract as many players as he can as they're swarming around him, and they continue to be put into the dirt. That's going to be 4 in a row for him. Looking for number 5. It'll be Slasher up for his next at-bat. Knocked out of the fences again.
Yeah, looking for number 6 in the cruise. I mean, you have just wasted so much time, and while that happened, you had Cell making sure they didn't go over towards A. aBeZy now working the middle of the map, and look, the way you have Slasher Capsule clearing out their palace, you're just worried someone is pinching again. 2 ticks done over towards B.
That's Simp play. Yeah, I didn't think it was going to turn to that. I mean, I saw it on the minimap. I mean, I saw it developing, but I did not think it was going to turn into wasting a minute of time, and he's right back to it. Nearly 3 in a row, 10 seconds left to go, and they've got to get on the point, but you've got a presence here. Drazah in one angle, Cellium looking down the lane. All players here ready to go. 2.4, it stopped on the clock. It's aBeZy trying to cut them down. Will you come out of this if you're breach? 1 guy left. Sorry, I lied. 2 guys left. Close one comes in quickly, and they get back onto it.
Yeah, if you're new to the CDL, the way you control works, you have 2 zones, 30 lives on each side, and when you're the attacking team, as soon as you capture a point, you get a minute of extra time. So, you know, there's a mixture, a little bit of TDM in here. You're playing some of the objective.
It's like all of our game modes combined in a way.
Yeah, when you're on the objective, that clock pauses. So, a lot of ways to win. Well, multiple ways to win. And yes, you know, most of the time, a lot of the maps are defensive favored. But normally, as the year goes on, teams get better and better at winning offenses.
Yeah, typically that's how it's been, and sometimes we have a new map that comes into rotation later. It's like a little bit of offensive heavy. It's like that wild card that sort of throws things for a mix midway through the year. But focus here to the final 20 seconds. Due to Simp's flank, he did not have a whole lot of time left to go here. Slasher tries to pounce. Drazah says not this time. Not enough time to get towards it. Looking like that will be a defensive fold here for Atlanta Faze to start things off. But I'll say this, like, it was really that one play, the difference between that maybe being a really good offensive look from Boston. Well, it's tough because the first point's not that hard. We didn't really get to see them take many cracks at the difficult part of the offense.
Yeah, I mean, slaying-wise, even with that 6 spree, I think it was a 4 or 5 kill difference for Atlanta Faze. I mean, Simp has just been map 1. He was making so many individual plays.
Search didn't really have his moments on that map.
Yeah, just round 10, right? Yeah. He clutched to make sure they got to a round 11. But it's been...
I haven't watched their Search. I've just watched their respawns. That's where he's been a freak. So I imagine Search they'll be good, but... Something seems to be working for him with this particular title.
Yeah, you can already see some one player over towards B, maybe the rest towards towards Cafe. Thinking about going over towards the A zone, throwing a different look off that first break. But with that one-on-one win for Capsidal, maybe now going to send someone over towards B again. And we've seen this in the past where you put someone on the easier zone, just pause the clock, the other three go and work A, and that's exactly what's going to happen here.
That's usually when it's like a defensive heavier map. Like if you can get that harder point first, you win. Typically, right? Like if you can get that harder point, you set yourself up maybe for a W. Not every time, but if you can do it, props to you. They got a chance to do it here. Second bit of progress through. That'll be the clearance. So you get 1 ticket B, 2 through on A. So what are you thinking here now of your phase? You got a minute left to go. Is it a bit of a gamble to try and finish A?
I mean,
Finish it first, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, maybe a bit now, just due to the time. You already have 3 ticks. That's how much Boston got in round number 1. So maybe you just get done with B, use that extra time to work the final tick. But now they're kind of put into a deep trap. You see Slasher's position all the way back bridge. He's just watching these crosses through this middle courtyard over towards A street. You already have Snoopy inside ice cream. At least that's what I called it. How many years ago was it now? 13 or something?
You were back in college just being a demon, dude.
I was in high school. Yeah, no, I'm a 30-year-old dad now, but back then I was shooting straight, let me tell you.
15 to go now. On to the point. Behind a flurry of kills there for Atlanta Faze. They're able to get out of the trap and keep everybody up. Assuming they can get B here, they're gonna have what? I mean, similar time to what Breach had. You're gonna have about a minute to go, but you only need 1 tick. So like 1 break, you're probably good. Can you get that 1 break? Because I think already having a 2-round advantage, or sorry, a 2 tick advantage is great, but if you can get the round, I mean, you likely guarantee the map if they can get this done.
You know, I'll say what's a little bit different about the A zone is that there is some room to finesse, right? A lot of the tough points in control.
Oh, like once you get in there? Yeah.
Yeah, right. You can't, it's tough to get naded. You play your life a little bit.
Well, it's just, can you get in there?
Yeah, it's just, that's the question.
Yeah.
Can you cross to it? As we just saw Cellium tries, he does get taken down. aBeZy now on the pinch, but it looks like they are going to pick it up.
They sure do. He's like, okay, I'll try again later.
Just gonna wait for his teammates. 30 seconds left. Dodging nades, dodging doors.
Dodgeball. Hey, the reposition works out. Snoopy opts to get aggressive. They'll make him pay. Now you've got numbers towards the point. They're all going to be spawning out. Who's going to pick that up? It's going to be Simp to pick it up. He's going to be in a big position. Can Simp slow them down as they try to get through? The answer is going to be no. You get here to stop the clock for a moment, but not for long. aBeZy finally gets shut down. Cellium still here finessing, and this is what you were talking about. There are spots to finesse around this point. He's just getting tagged up, tries to chow out. Looks like they are going to hold.
And that is all Slasher to me. There was a 3-on-2. You got a 2-player hit at the front of that point, and Slasher takes them both down. Cellium goes for that trade. You know, you saw sort of aBeZy watching that cross, trying to help out Cell. They deal with him, but Slasher goes massive, and then there right at the end with Cell finessing, he was able to pick up that cross. So huge end of the round plays by the vet.
Yeah, it's just tough. Like, I mean, you got what? You got 3 down, but you just don't spawn out very far either if you're the defense. Like, and Simp had a chance, I think, on the cross to maybe cut them off. If he gets 1 or 2, it goes differently, but he's on 20 as well, though, so he's been doing his thing. Well, we heard the listen in early on with Faze in the hard point. It's Breach that are up against it. They're currently 0-2 in the series, trying to battle back here in the control. To listen in we go with Boston Breach.
He's low before.
One to cap.
Hey, before you he killed me, bro. He shot it. He's on the right.
Alright, cap. I got him. Push shot.
Top.
Watch out, absolutely.
Watch your.
And one's like far one shot. I need to shoot. Yo, Coast DVD on the pillars. I'm looking back DVD. I'm looking back DVD. Try that. Back left. I have a trophy on you. Oh, he's dark now. Back alley inside blue. Back inside blue. I can see push. Back DVD. Sit down. Top P4 and back DVD, guys.
Pitchy dark, I think. Dark. I'm gonna be down tank.
How much have I need help?
Top P4.
Dark.
Sunday dark. I didn't hit him.
Don't be down tank.
Yo, top P4. Any close on the left. Can't see him. Top P4. Watch out P4. Jaws.
I think it was ZVD's aBeZy, 1 shot dead.
Nice. I'll give it before weak, bro. He's on me. Yeah. I'll see him left on you.
It's top P4 still. Top P4. 2. I got 1. No, there's you.
No. I have back
try to save the dark zone now. They can flank dark.
Fire truck.
Nice. One on the point, bro.
I'm hiding in rugs, guys. I'm hiding in rugs.
You won't peep for me. I'm behind him. Peep for me. I'm on top. Watch out.
Back ass really weak.
Alright, I'm hiding in rugs.
He's one shot Eric on you. I don't see him. Going back alley or something. I don't know.
I don't see anything rugs, bro.
Jazzy gas.
He was back on me. He was back.
Fire truck.
One team there's spawn, bro. One team there's spawn. Yeah, he was before. He was before.
Fire truck aBeZy. Fire truck aBeZy. Shout out Calfwee.
Alright, there's two other players.
I'm pulling aBeZy. Alright, I'm pulling Drazah. Fire truck again.
Sim's deep right on spawn.
Fire truck aBeZy. One shot. Really big fire truck.
I'm blocking Gatcher.
Okay, just stay up. Play kills. We're gonna push out the right here.
Simp is right.
Cells out.
Inner spawn. One shot.
Where's he at?
Top American. He might have jumped down. I'm not sure.
I spawned deep by some bridge.
Okay. He might not know.
I did not.
Where's he?
He was American. I think he's like on standby or something. He was like trying to find me. He's on me close. Fuck. He's close on the wall. He's front wall.
Front wall. Dumpster corner.
I'm there. Spawn still.
Oh, he's
on me. Fire truck.
There's a trophy on himself.
I killed him.
Well, it looked like they were in a pretty good spot, and then they started dealing with Simp kind of spawn killing them a bit towards their base, and that kind of, I don't know, broke the flow for a bit, but now we're on to the point. Let's see what they can do with it.
I mean, Capsidal gets a bridge spawn and then finds two. You do not see that spawn very often, if at all, but, you know, maybe with Simp finessing his life, you had, I think it was, someone was with him over towards that P2 area, just gives them a chance, and now you have, I mean, full control if you are Boston. Cellium, the last player alive. Capsidal not able to take him down, but Snoopy is there for the trade. And now Snoopy just has to play his life. His teammates are watching the cross. So, you know, you hear a lot on Twitter about the crosses, and this is an example of that. aBeZy trying to get there, but the nade connects. The team shot is in, and now maybe an offensive round win for Boston.
You got one across. You got two across, both get shut down. Cellium drops, Drazah drops a big, massive round victory there for Boston, but I know you were a little frustrated with some of the spawns.
Well, I mean, you know, with that spawn, you could just see Simp had no idea when he was playing his life. Just really what they wanted. You have Simp sort of, you know, they call it top American, top palace. That top castle balcony, when you spawn all the way sort of top left of that mini map, you have a decision. Do you just leave him, go up the B street, but you're taking so much time? Or do you back up, try to play for it and clear him? Which is not easy to do. So that just puts the offensive team in a tough spot. But yeah, Capsidal spawning out just gives him the angle, gives them that A street.
I was wondering if it's like the direction Simp was looking or like what?
Yeah, I mean, you saw him sort of finessing his
yeah, just like he kind of had a line of sight on that spawn. Like,
sometimes it happens.
Yeah. Priestahh, little win there. Behind the Renetti. Now let's clear the bit of time off this or just keep surging forward as aBeZy's waiting there at the tank.
Faze with a very similar kind of break. They sent like 2 or 3 over towards A, and you have one player at A just playing their life. That's Drazah. He gets to the point inside a bus stop. Already one tick done at A. You have one player at B. That's going to be Simp watching Dark, able to win the one-on-one. So Boston just needs to pick a point here. Where do we want to reset? They're able to get them off A, so now they just have to regroup, go for map control. Yeah, sometimes we've seen teams just try to defend both points and you end up losing both because you're just spread a little thin. You know how crazy the comms get in those moments. Like, they're insane when you're having like 2 little 2v2s where you're trying to comm to each other and everyone's yelling. Sometimes you just got to pick a point, but B about to be done. Get wrapped here in a second. As Drazah will get the rest of the time. Now, I mean, it's kind of similar to what we saw for Breach. You got a good amount of time this time to work with. 2 minutes to go. How do you develop this push? Can you push it to around 5? Well, they take down Slasher. He was playing that A3. That's going to allow them to push on up, and now you're just waiting for the pinch. aBeZy, it's taken down. Now it is Simp's turn. You have 2 players on it. Now they have to deal with him. Just wasting their time looking at that cross. Snoopy going off this map, though. Showing some individual prowess on the map, and with those trades, they're able to save A.
I mean, the theme of this series, though, has sort of been like Breach and control late. Faze bring it back and win the map. You're up 2-1, you got a chance to close it. This is where Breach need to show they can close.
Yeah, you're down 5 lives. You take your time if you're a Faze. Still 90 seconds in the round. You save so much of the clock just due to that opening break. Now they're winning those ones, and they might just play a little TDM here. Well, now they're going to have to figure out something else, because that's going to be all 4 dead for Atlanta Faze.
Well, you think usually when you play a little TDM, makes the kills easier, right? Because you're not worried about the objective. Instead, they all just lost their gunfights and get shut down. So, need to come alive if you're a Boston Breach, show you can close. That's a good sequence. You bring it back, you bring the lives back in a massive fashion. Now just trailing by 2. You reset the entire push now for Atlanta Faze, and Snoopy continues to be hot. 28 and 15, 5 in a row for him. The young gun has been something special. You reset the push again.
You can see the way that Boston plays this, right? A little bit differently, and maybe they play this bridge area so those spawns don't happen that we saw in the previous round with Capsidal. You block the spawn, you still then force him to hunt you down, just waste so much time. 90 seconds was on the clock, and now we're down to 25. It's 9 versus 8, make it 7v8, and Faze, they gotta go.
The first person up is gonna be Simp. Just feeling the pressure to get moving, but yeah, you're gonna have to win fights and get through. One gunfight win, able to do it. There's 2. Simp and aBeZy find the openers, but you've traded efficiently enough if you are breached. 7 now to go. Time dwindling. The gunfight's now onto the point. Trying to soar in. Can't find the opening. Last one there will be Cellium, and he will drop. Breach. Stay alive in the series. And they needed that moment. They had a couple maps in their hands. They let slip away. This time they close it out. And they'll take us to another hard point.
And I love it. I'm glad we don't have a 3-0 first match of the year, right? Let's get it.
100%. I want more maps. And I think, I was asking you kind of like if you're flustered, if you're breached. I think if anything, I kind of joked it's like preseason time. If you're breached right now, like I think just extending this series, like win or lose, like getting a lot of reps in this type of arena against Faze, like it's helpful as a team, I think, at this point in the game.
And I think one thing you love to see is number 5, Snoopy. We've heard so many great things about this kid. 30 and 17, leading the way damage-wise on his team. On the other side, Simp, especially in respawns, continues to have a great series. But
62.
I mean, look at his engagements compared to the rest. I mean, 33 and 26. I mean, that is insane.
Yeah, I mean, if one thing, I know deaths hurt you a little more in response, so you got to watch that number sometimes. Like, maybe you can be a little too aggressive, but 6,200 damage, 33 and 26, you'll take that, I think.
And this was that 2-piece I was talking about for Slasher in that round, too. I think really saved their defensive round. Just they would have got on the bus stop and probably got that last take done. But he gets the 2 kills, keeps it done, and then Capsidal, there's that spawn for the offensive round. And you can see Simp and aBeZy are like, oh, that sucked. Yeah, that spawn happens, and boom, over to A goes Boston Breach.
Yeah, I think maybe you're right. You talk about sort of the positioning and setup that you have from Breach, maybe to make sure that doesn't happen. Yeah, we're still early in the title. Gonna have some moments like that, that's for sure. We've seen worse when it comes to spawns.
Yes, we have. But yeah, I mean, you saw right there, just, there were some winnable offenses, and Boston was able to do it on this control map, on invasion, just what the, you saw what the defense was trying to do. But, one of those tight situations, we wanted to see Boston clutch on up, and that's exactly what you got.
Yeah, I'd want to curse him again, but I just want to see it. Like, you're in control. You want an offensive round. You need to shut this one down, because you got to be, after you're down 0-2 hole, they had to have been chatting like, guys, we should have won both those maps. We should be 2-0 up.
What's Snoopy doing there? I don't know.
I don't know. It's fired up.
Yeah, he's playing. I wasn't sure. But now this will be an interesting one. Terminal hardpoint. I wasn't sure how much of the terminal we were going to see today. Like that and sub base were kind of the question marks for me. Sub base, sort of your, I think you heard Nameless talk about on the desk, the pre-show. Ton of engagements, almost like a bocage. If you watch CDL in Vanguard gear, it is just mixy with the close spawns.
Yeah, it's just hard to, one of those hard points that you don't get a lot of time at a hard point. There's not really a money hill per like your typical one. Yeah, it's just fun to play. It's just gunfights. Terminal, it's interesting. Like, when you see the size of the map sometimes, like you probably like, I don't know, you're thinking like maybe more of a sub-heavy map, or like when you just look at like the mini-map breakdown, you don't realize how open like the left side lane is, and it just becomes all these ARs fighting for security control. We'll see how it plays out here, but it didn't really play out in my head because, listen, we had these maps back in the day, right? Like, we've had them before. We didn't have hardpoint back then. So when we first heard the maps announced, I tried to kind of visualize in my head like how I thought they'd play. Right. And Terminal, I just didn't really think would play like it ended up playing. And I'm like, all right, well, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see maybe 4 ARs on each team, maybe a sub, but this is all about crosses on this map. And what I mean by that is, like, we're going to go to Burger Town, and it is just if you can stay alive in the objective, it's just your teammates looking over you, right, watching that cross to you, putting damage in, and you just kind of hanging out, hoping there's a trophy down and the nades don't hit you. But yeah, I mean, 4 of your hills are going to be on one side of the map, so it's an interesting one.
Yeah, no, it really is. And it's just, it's not that typical, like sometimes where you need to like make a lot of movement to help your teammates in spots. It's just L-triggering, like all over the place. You just get these lanes, you get these cutoffs, you're able to do something naughty for the squad. But now, into our next map we go. Boston Breach do enough to get us to this map 4. We'll see if they can tie it up and get us to a final search and destroy. But first, they have to win Terminal, and it's going to be tough to do it. Just when you think about the talent of FaZe, if they get you set up in one of those traps, how good they can be at punishing. But you have fought them tooth and nail on every map thus far if you are Breach. I've been so impressed with what I've seen from Breach, especially from the young guns. Capsidal, his moments in Search and Destroy. Snoopy, his moments you saw there in the Control. We wondered if they were going to step it up, how they were going to play along the two, you know, long-time gods and players like Priestahh and Slasher, and so far I've been impressed, y'all.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think if you're trying to see someone step up, we saw, I mean, they won the map, but Priestahh is known for always playing FaZe very, very well. It didn't have the best stat line last game. Maybe you want to see something a little bit more from him in this game number 4.
Priestahh's one of those guys that I think I've stopped worrying about stat lines.
Yeah, no, I just stopped
worrying about it. I know that guy's doing something right.
Yeah. No,
At this point, I just know he's doing something right. Everyone loves playing with him for a reason. But the early engagements, we'll see which way they go. As Snoopy's trying to shoot off some toes, get the wall bangs in, but behind the counter is Drazah, working the angle. Drazah continues to work it.
You see the way FaZe is playing this, right? You see the way they're playing this. They're backing up left. They are just making sure no spawns happen. aBeZy, making sure there's no pinches through the plane, because P2, we're going to go towards pretty much right where aBeZy is, and you can earn a ton of time. So they are just hanging out. They are happy to give this up. Maybe you get them off, but right now they are just trying to control this security area for 80% of the map.
Yeah. I mean, literally, their setup will be good more often than not. But now next hardpoint pops, and we'll see what they can turn this into. Because you just have to, like, if you're trying to break here, it's just like you just gotta go through layer after layer. It feels like just.
I've watched scrims where they have sent one push, and then they're just like, let's just set up outside inside a plane.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, just sort of, it's impossible. It can be very difficult to break this hill. I think the most I've seen is like a mid-haul push, but you can already see they deal with the back security push, and now it is going to be all through this sort of jet bridge area. But
now,
good luck.
Now we take 3 steps and we change where we're L-triggering. You take tiny little shift and you've got the next angle unlocked, and this one probably even easier to hold as you're funneling through that one lane. But a perfect hold so far, 20 seconds left to go, and I think you've got a good example, exactly what we've been talking about on this particular map. They did not get another shot at it.
Oh, now you have to respond here if you are Boston Breach. Just, you know, you spawn on that bottom side of the map, do to this side, do the way the vetoes play out, so FaZe happy to play it. Now a chance for Breach. You have Snoopy down low the plane, you have Priestahh watching top Eskies. And I think the key here is if Priestahh, I'd say if he's able to win a gunfight, maybe puts pressure over towards the burger side of the map, over towards P4. But yeah, good luck with this. Capsidal Slasher with the team shots. And now look at this. Priestahh, he's all the way back security over towards burger, but he's going to have a lot of FaZe to deal with. Can he stay alive and get some help?
He gets 2 out of 3, but they'll spawn up right there. So yeah, I mean, it worked out nice with the timing of the 3 down that he's able to get that position. Maybe a chance to make kind of a heroic play, but you'll have another crack at it to fight for position for FaZe. But it's Capsidal racking up the time. Capsidal Airlines, he'll get all the objective time. And now our next hard point ready to pop. FaZe in position. It's been a game of hold so far.
Now as you go to P4 inside of burger, this is a game of get rid of their trophies. We have to get them out of the time. The FaZe get security control. aBeZy, there's just so much room back here to finesse. It's just way more room and space than you would think. But it just goes so deep, and that just allows them to play their life. And while
you saw we're selling security? Yeah, it's way bigger than you think it is.
You're just wasting time.
Well, it's weird because you have so many areas to reposition, so many spots to get headies, but you also are kind of dealing with the whole map cross. Like, you have to like try to get eyes in a lot, but yeah, you could just be anywhere with an angle on anything. And Cell probably really likes that spot. That seems like a very Cell area of the map, huh, Joe?
I mean, Drazah's just been hanging out. Just making some burgers in the back.
You stop it right now. I'm now want a burger.
It's what a 30-point lead here for Atlanta Faze. Just a back and forth battle. Now we're gonna head over to the bookstore. Slasher's been here for about 30 seconds, just chilling in that corner, waiting for that rotation to pop. Drazah and aBeZy gonna find some kills. The last player alive is going to be Snoopy. And with that win, can he find a second? No, so you still have some time for Faze, but look at this, the spawns come in for Breach.
Yeah, they have the closer response for sure, but like, you just get to that far left side lane to at least pick up one, start to thin the numbers, and now you sort of get a natural pinch that develops based on the spawns for Faze. But this is massive time needed for Breach. So far, so good. And this is one that maybe at times could be a little bit scrappier, but they do a good job answering back after the initial Faze break.
No doubt about it. I think you're happy about this because you may have the lead, and then you're going to control the security area for now. Yeah. For P1 and P2. So Faze, the way they're thinking is, all right, we don't have these spawns. We have to get as much time as possible here at P1.
Nice little nade to back him up of your cell. And then the peek on the opposite side to fry him. Boston feeling good for a moment, but now Faze's turn to shift this map on its head. Just everything blowing up around Priestahh, finally able to get the trophy out, maybe for a bit of cover, but...
No, I think the trophy ate the trophy.
Oh, he got hit by, felt like everything when he was running around the corner. Stun, 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 damage from grenade, stun.
All right, Faze gonna go for this now. You saw the pinch here from aBeZy. Well, they're able to take down two, and maybe now this is a chance to take the security area. Snoopy now has to play his life. He's gonna get some help from Capsidal. To watch his cross, but yeah, the stun connects, and now Cap's gotta play his life inside of Dreams.
Next hard point, popping on Capsidal, playing his life, winning fights. Nade may be good. Well, if it wasn't the shots where the wall thing threw onto Cells, he tries to finesse back from the nade. Capsidal doing everything he can at the next point, looking to maybe get another lead change. We hop to the plane for a moment. This fight's going down there. Maybe Simp trying to push through on the flank as he won't find the opening. Boston just trying to tie this game up again. Is Drazah tickling his opponents with a flurry of headshots, but everyone gets fried. Then right after that, Priestahh with two through on the feed. A rotation upcoming now as we head out and see the beautiful sun in the sky.
And over towards this P3, this is where Boston was perfect. They are just frying right now.
Yeah,
look at the team
Faze isn't
streak.
getting kills. Yeah,
you have 10 in a row for this Boston Breach team. They hold P2 from the front side. They deal with the pressure towards security, and then they spawn them out near this plane, find all of the kills, and they are inside of the hill. So nice work from Boston Breach. Can they hang on, though? There was still time left at P2. And off with spawn, here comes Atlanta Faze.
Yeah, that was nearly perfect there from Boston Breach. Nearly just a thing of perfection to chain together those 2 points. But I think you kind of nailed it. There was still a little bit of time. What, like 5 to 10 seconds? That's ends up being the difference.
We're having rotation fights at 30 to 40 seconds. We're not used to this.
Yeah, right? It's wild how much Hardpoint has varied over the years. how our spawn systems have worked, how our maps have been. But yeah, definitely some heavy fights in the early rotation.
We already see an example of it. 30 seconds left, and well, yeah, big cap all the way in the back. Look at the burgers, the patties are cooking there.
They look delicious, Joe. I pull them straight out of the game, right into my mouth.
They're actually gonna get some of the scrap time. Snoopy, he's on 3 in a row, finding the scrap time. So now this is down to a 3-on-4. Faze, they're trying to deal with the trophies, throw all your grenades. Maybe just find the player on the hill. Here come the trades.
In the bathroom, it's Capsidal looking to peek. What aBeZy find? He finds 2. He's had so many kills around the objective. It's a lurk roll. Being sneaky there if you're Snoopy. As one player jumps over the top of his head. Now the next hit coming in, you can see just all the white arrows, similar to the setup we saw from Faze earlier in the game, just watching that cross. Lead change has gone over to Boston. Streak coming in. That's unfortunately Cellium. That's going to explode.
And this is why I wasn't sure how much terminal you're going to see here. Just a very unique style of hardpoint on this map. In Breach, they can win it here. They can set us to a map number 5. Faze, they have to go again. They have to try and cross. Throwing all of their nades. Have to deal with the players in position. Snoopy, he orders a 3-piece combo, deals with Atlanta Faze and Boston Breach. That should do it.
I don't think anybody's close.
To game 5.
Nobody's close. Map 5, here we go. Snoopy with the monster play at the end. All smiles for Boston Breach. First 2 maps, I mean, they might have 4-0'd phase right now. He had a chance to win the first 2. But that's back-to-back maps they put on the board. And yeah, I think you saw it. Like, that's going to be, I don't know. That map's going to be interesting when it comes to the veto process.
That's the cheese right there.
Yeah.
That is the stinky cheese. I'm thinking, can we move one of those to, like, bottom Eskies, please?
Yeah, right. So we're not entirely, like, on the left side of the map?
Yes, that's what I vote for.
Probably would make a little bit more sense.
But that's okay. That's all right. I mean, they picked to play it. That's just the way the veto system goes. You see, I mean, nothing crazy stat line-wise. Just probably 150 trophies thrown on both sides.
Yeah, no, there are more trophies thrown than kills in the map. That's what maybe you know it's a weird one. Trophies just tossed everywhere, explosions, cheeseburgers, and monster plays there from Snoopy, but that'll do it for the map 4. We're going to a quick break, and then we've got our 5th and final map coming up. It's the first match here.
It's a game 5,
CDL season, game 5. We love to see it. Boston, Faze, battling. I don't know what Snoopy was doing on screen there. He was showing off some sort of new Boston dance to break. Then we're back, baby.
Start the season strong with the Call of Duty League Pack. Grab yourself the CDL Operator, Weapon Blueprint, and so much more. Check out the Call of Duty store in-game now. The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Monster Energy, the official energy drink of the CDL.
Here we go. It's day one, match one. Time for a big map 5, and I know we are thrilled because I think last year we had 90% of our series were 3-0, so it's a good start, Joe.
Yeah, great start. Yeah, great start to the year. Yeah, going to invade, search, and destroy. Both of these teams, though, I mean, just so back and forth, very close games through our first 4 maps.
It absolutely has been. Breach has been in control at times, let them slip away. These last 2, though, has not been the case. They've shut it down. They've gotten into a map 5. Now, where do we go and search and destroy? Our first search was... I mean, he was back and forth as hell. Well, you had 3 straight for Faze, 4 straight for Boston Breach. A lot of focus on the on the First Bloods. Then maybe some late round throws we saw deep into the game. The clutch from Simp and ultimately Faze kind of dominated in that round 11. But what will we see here on Invasion? Definitely a different beast than we saw there on Karachi.
Yeah, I mean, really what you're looking at for the defensive team, you're watching that crossover towards B. I feel like the B side is sort of what, you know, what the offensive teams are trying to attack. Get that bomb down. It looks like a very slow start here for Breach on attack. Just kind of play in for info, seeing what's available. But you have no one over towards B. You have one player watching that dart cross, and it's really just Cellium on that back B heady. Just trying to play in that area.
Well, it could be a little scary early, too, without like a trophy. You want to get to some normal spots, suddenly nades just hit you in the face. It plays a little bit different till those start coming into play.
And Faze, they might just be happy retaking B, right? Just sort of waiting for those crosses, using those nades to give themselves numbers. But Simp, who's been a monster in respawns, maybe trying to find the first blood. There goes that cross to B, smoke going down. That's gonna let Cellium know. All right, it's a B hit.
Plank going down now. Still 4 versus 4. No one threw the first blood. Behind the smoke, just tries to fly right on through. He does it, slides through 1. Looking for 3 now is Simp. Got a chance to make the play. Chance potentially for the ace. There's 3. Bye-bye! Simp with the ace and the 1v2 clutch to shut it down in round 1. Ugh.
My man did it all. He threw a smoke down out and ran through that. He's just running and gunning. Simp with the unreal ace here in map 5, round 1.
I thought he was gonna finesse that last fight. He just mantled up the tank.
Well, you saw Priestahh thinking the same thing. Yeah. Priestah's like, there's no way this guy rechallenges this. He's gonna finesse. That's why Priestahh starts running. He's like, all right, I'm going to slide behind the tank. Let's do a dance-off, a little battle. But Simp just pops up.
I think he took like a bullet. He was still like 117, so it's like he's probably thinking the same thing. I'm just going to catch him. Woo! Okay, hell of a round 1. And it was Simp with what? That 1v1 clutch in the round 10. This time the clutches start early. Arrivals banging.
Well, I said maybe they're going to give the retake B. No, he's just going to throw a smoke down and run through it. So they're gonna smoke off Priestahh.
Priestahh's like, I am out of here.
Yeah, well, while that happens, Snoopy did take down 2 in round number 1, so he had a great game 4, had some clutch flights there towards the end of the game, able to take down 1, but he gets traded out by aBeZy.
Slash around, thinking about what angle he's going to take. Watching his teammates drop. Oh, just enough there to find the kill. Boston Breach. There's the round. Wait, was Priestahh the last alive in that crazy aBeZy clutch last year too? The one in Hotel? I think the poor guy was. And it was a similar thing too, where he like tried to push and got caught. I swear to God, I have to go watch it, but oh. Sorry, it's just popped in my head. You know how my brain is.
I know. I was like, maybe I.
Round 3 now. Bomb back over to Breach. Priestahh, your carrier. And they're working on this pinch up, this push up towards A. aBeZy will be the close first point of contact. He's got Simp there to work with.
Yeah, everything is really relied and started with those smokes on both ends. Simp now just going to reposition, has the help of aBeZy looking over him. Drazah just watching that A street. Cell, who is pretty much in a one-on-one now with Slasher. Well, Priestahh finds the first blood. Simp tried to get aggressive, try to find a time. It was very close. If he finds the first kill, may turn into a double.
You're just playing behind your numbers right now if you're Breach. aBeZy trying to watch both, and he chows out. And well, there's the entire team. As everyone gets a bullet into him, it looked like.
And look at this, they're not gonna go for the plant. They're gonna try to rotate this. They're trying to rotate this. Cell, though, they almost line up for him.
Oh my God, the first slid right under his bullets.
Man.
And, yeah, you're just seeing everybody there. If he held there for a little bit and didn't get aggressive, yeah, that might be like 3 freebies. But it's not Drazah, 1 versus 3. Whoa, just out with his life.
Doesn't
1v2.
Doesn't have any nades, though. That's going to be tough now to get Snoopy off of that
Yep,
position.
sure is. Sure is.
If you have a nade, maybe, but a couple of chances for Atlanta Faze to clutch that out, but does not happen. Boston Breach used their numbers beautifully after that first blood.
I mean, that's a hell of an answer from Breach after you get just montaged on in round 1 from Simp.
Well, that could be the comms. It's all right. Well, I mean,
Yeah, true.
I mean, listen, if he doesn't make that play, we're good to go.
I think that's a fear sometimes with younger players, and you have a couple, but I think that's where the Slasher and Priestahh effect maybe comes in, sort of like, whatever, dude. I've been dunked on many times in my career. We're good.
Especially by that guy.
We're fine. Just focus up and
You'll
continue
get
on.
used to it. On to the next round.
So they take the 2-1 edge now, just Boston. Tanks just blowing up everywhere. aBeZy, back to it. I mean, he had that flurry of first bloods in the map 2. Not a lot of openers since, but in this round, able to do it. Give the 4v3 early over to Faze.
Yeah, I think obviously the map is just... There's a lot more openings on Karachi. We saw Cap and aBeZy with the Rival 9s. Invasion a little bit different. It's sort of about watching those crosses, getting that info, using the teamwork and the smokes to work a bomb site. Snoopy, he's hearing the doors inside a cafe go down. There's the smoke. And now, can he find a timing? No. aBeZy watching the B street and watching that flank. So heads up play from him.
Oh, man, some other titles he's probably
Yeah,
dead
that's
there.
150 HP right there.
Yep, that sure is. Just survives to get away from that. They'll get the plant behind it as well. Now it's all on Priestahh. 1 versus 4. Good luck. But the round really to aBeZy and his early kills. Pinch is there, trying to use every heady available, but too much work to do. 2-2.
Yeah, and if you're Drazah or Priestahh or you're at home, you know, you're the street defensive player. I mean, that's what I've been playing with, like Octane and Havoc, some wagers.
Yeah.
That is that's a tough spot.
They put you in the tough spot, dude?
No, it's just boring. It's a boring spot. They're A street, you put a couple of shots in and they just go away. Just behind that, yeah.
Oh, man. So, like, Joe, go hide over there. We'll handle
No,
business.
I volunteered to do that. I didn't want to do anything too important.
Perfect.
I got A, guys.
Yeah.
First blood comes in.
You know, Capsidal's the one. It's very different maps. Obviously, you know, it's tougher to get up close and personal, maybe make crazy plays with an SMG like we saw on Karachi. But Capsidal, you know, he was the hero of the map too. He was insane for them. So you still like to get him maybe out of the early going if you were Atlanta Faze.
Oh, I mean, if he's in Capsidal, yeah, there's still going to be the two to find those early fights.
You take some pressure, I think, off your team, just getting one of them out.
This kind of map, I mean, it's just sort of a question of we have to commit sooner or later. The defense is going to play their different angles. Just try to find info. That's really what this is about. And you reposition if you're the defense. So you're just relying on Cell to find one. He's going to spot that in that position, a little bit of an off angle, finds the first, gives them those numbers.
Time dwindling.
Tag stance.
Love it. Drazah trying to chase one down. But he's able to get away. He gets away, but he's going to be the only man out. Priestahh last alive again. Knew he had one behind to hump, but not able to snap back in time. And Simp already on the bomb. So after the 2 straight from Breach, similar to what we saw in our first search, back and forth we go. 2 in a row for Faze.
So you hear that? Is there a dog on the map? Barking, dude. Someone go help that dog.
That's just me.
Oh,
I just bark sometimes, Joe.
no, I'm pretty sure there's a dog barking as he was defusing that bomb.
I think you're right.
Yeah. That's the first time I heard that.
3 in a row now for Drazah. As they'll send it quickly. The one player here on that B Street for now will be Priestahh, and he's going to have a lot of company here soon. Can he get one? Sorry, Slasher. Can he get one? Can he get out with his life?
You can see the early info, right? They were watching that cross, and you already have Snoopy to position through this red door.
It is quick. I like that, though. Just to, like, back up, play his life for a sec. Maybe, you know, not get a little over greedy and get burned.
Yeah. Bad thing for them, though, is Slasher gets taken down. You're hoping he takes down one, but that smoke push comes on through, and then Simp with another.
Okay, well, now it doesn't look as good, maybe.
Yeah, Priestahh was going for that angle on that jump up, but now it's a 2 versus 2. Bomb not planted yet. It is still down. They're trying to hunt down Snoopy, and they do. So 1 versus 2 for Capsidal.
Slasher was alive. I thought it looked like a great play, but things ended up falling apart behind Simp's 2 kills. Capsidal now. That heady is absurd.
It's been absurd for a long time.
Yep. Good luck.
He's got a stun. He's just worried about that second player. I mean, he still just has to take his time. They have to plan if you are FaZe. Where's the flame coming through? Is it happening?
Well, now you got to cross the bomb, and you got Cellium at the tank, so things haven't gotten any easier. Nice, ooh, that's some nice shots, but still so hard to win that fight.
Yeah, you saw those.
He gets 2 or 3 headshots in, though.
Yeah, it's just a question of, are those wall bangs, right?
Yeah,
you know?
true.
But yeah, nice little snap there from Cap. But you had the first blood if you were Boston. But I think it was Simp. Gets those 2 kills on the bomb site. That second onto Priestahh. He was ready for the peak. Takes him down. Now a 2-round advantage for Atlanta Faze.
Well, we'll pick up bomb, and now we'll get started. Similar setup to what we see in the past defenses from FaZe. It's just some of these slow starts here from Breach, just playing for info, maybe a little over-aggression you'll see out of FaZe, but they're usually taking, well, sometimes 30, 40 seconds off the clock, really before the push starts to develop.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the defensive teams, if they see 2 to 3 players cross towards B, what we saw last round Snoopy do, a defensive player may try to get aggressive, work DVD, work through Cafe, and maybe that's just it. Let's show 2 or 3 cross, someone just play the different lanes, try to find the first blood, but FaZe is giving them nothing early. And they are happy to retake B. So that's just been FaZe's play call all game long. There is that smoke on through, and Simp is trying to do it again. He has somehow found himself in this position, and Cellium is able to make it a 3 versus 3, now a 2-on-2. Can Simp make another huge play for Atlanta Faze?
This guy's a psychopath. Tries to, not able to do it. Now trying to get down to a 1 versus 1 is Cell. Just can't.
Oh, he gets it. That's it. That's the round. Snoopy not gonna get there in time. Oh my goodness, almost guns and catches Cellium, but Capsidal gets caught sliding to the bomb.
Cell almost just got fried.
He did.
He almost just got fried. Imagine you get that clutch kill for the round, and he just gets incinerated. Let's see this again.
You see that cross, and then on that way
he
back.
slid like too far. And what's he get hit down to? 47. Yeah, a bullet or 2, but still, he got zapped. You just saw he instantly, I'm out. All right. 1 more round now needed for FaZe.
It's just those messy rounds they continue to come on top of.
Simp. There's the first blood. 4v3 now. And he's had a hell of a series. I mean, the game 2, maybe not great, but this game 5, he's been brilliant. The respawns, he has been disgusting. And he has a magical ace to go with that, but you still got to win the series. Still a chance for Breach to bring it back here. Now that we get down to a 3 versus 3. They're bringing it back. There's a nade from Priestahh. Simp's out of the round.
Cursed him again.
That's my bad.
Now 2 versus 2. Cellium gonna catch Snoopy. So all about the info. You have 1 player over towards B. That's Capsidal just watching that mid cross. Just sort of a mind game. Who's gonna over peek? Who's gonna over chow? You see the way Cellium's played. He's watching that full flank, trying to see where the A player is.
Oh, this timing. Oh, that made me sick just watching how it's playing out on the minimap. Capsidal, the kill. Cell, bomb in hand, still a chance.
Well, he's worried about Capsidal on the flank. That's going to allow Priestahh an opportunity to work up the street, check the bomb. Boston Breach still alive.
It's just a tough spot. It's like, do you get lucky on the timing for the kill? Do you just try to stick the bomb?
Yeah, Drazah just holds it. It's probably the round over.
Yeah.
He probably finds that kill for free.
Yeah, I mean, they're just on the other side of that alleyway throughout all of that. And, whew, yeah, I think another half second he holds it. He's probably good. Can Breach win 4 in a row and win this series? And what a crazy one it would be to kick us off for this season if they're able to do it.
Very fast push in towards this cafe. Yeah, Capsidal again, you can hear him stomping around, so just opting for the field upgrade of Daddy when he wants to use it. Just a question of when do they want to go. They know there's probably a player mid-tank, maybe another one mid-courtyard. It's kind of been the default setup here for Faze. So we're going to open up, and there goes that smoke down. And again, everything relies on these smokes on some of these maps for the offensive teams. And who is it? Simp with the first blood. Snoopy now trying to make the play.
Some damage in, stun over the top. Able to stun one, but it's Simp. Again, another massive kill. 4 versus 2 now. He's up to 11 and 5. Monstrous series. Now a chance to shut it down. Are they going to give another ace? Is it 2 aces? Oh, God, it nearly was. He wraps right. That's 2 aces in this game 5, but still a heroic effort there from Simp and Atlanta Faze to get the win. But Breach, you played him tough throughout. That was a hell of a series to kick us off. Back and forth affair through basically every map. Nobody getting blown out. A testament to the talent in this league.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think for Faze, I mean, that game 5 search is the search and destroy you kind of want to play. Just feels like they had an answer for everything. They were playing their style. Simp obviously goes off. But the respawns are still sort of the phase where you're getting a lot of slays, you're playing well, and then just sort of those close moments sometimes aren't going your way.
Yeah, no, I think like Drazah was a fantastic pickup, and he's brilliant for this team, but are all questions answered? That we think they're just going to be winning everything? Absolutely not. They have a lot to prove, and you know, they won the series, but you